This is 4.7, part 3. We're going to go ahead now evaluate using our unit circle the arctangent of 0. So where on the unit circle would you get the sine over the cosine, or y over x be a value of 0? 0 pi or 2 pi, you said? Because this is the ordered pair 1, 0. This is my cosine, this is my sine. If I divide this, 0 over 1, I get 0. What about over here? Negative 1, 0. I get 0 over negative 1, which is 0. So this is the angle 0 or 2 pi. And this is the angle, lost my connection there. There we go. Of those three angles, which one falls in our range? 0. 2 pi is out of our range. Pi is out of our range. So the answer that exists is 0 degrees, 0 radians. The range has to fall between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2, the angle measure. So in this case, 2 pi is out of the range, pi is out of the range. So the only one that works is 0 radians.
Oh, it's just 2 pi.
Ernie?
Nice.
Tangent inverse of negative 1. Where on the unit circle, if I take sine over cosine or y over x, would I get negative 1?
3 pi over 4 and 11, or sine pi over
3 pi over 4?
and 7.
Okay, so up here at 3 pi over 4, because it has the ordered pair negative square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, if I divide them, I get negative 1. I have another one over here. You said it's 7 pi over 4, which is the ordered pair square root of 2 over 2, negative square root of 2 over 2. If I divide those, I get negative 1. But so far, neither one of those falls in the correct range. So then we write the coterminal negative pi over 4. Because it has to fall between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. So my answer then is negative pi over 4. All right. You can go ahead and take your calculators out. This will be our last thing. Part of your homework today is to not just use the unit circle, but to use your calculator. And we're going to ask you just to have the calculator now in degree mode. So if I were to ask you to find the sine inverse of negative 1, remember this is the shift or the second button in your calculator. Sine inverse of negative 1. What do you get there? Did you get 90 degrees? Or pi over 2?
Wait, how do you change these things to degree?
On your calculator, it's the button just to the right of the second button. Push the mode, and then change it. Go arrow down 3 places, and then arrow over to the degree, and then push enter. All right, let's do the arctangent of negative 8.45. So second tangent, negative 8.45. You get approximately negative 83 degrees, 0.25 degrees. Last one, our cosine. So second cosine, put 3 in. What came up? Domain restrictions. Remember, what was the domain here?
1 and 2.
Has to be between -1 and 1. So there is going to be an issue with this one. It is outside the domain. Does not exist. That is our lesson for today. The biggest thing you need to keep track of is where is your domain and your range restrictions. Find it on the unit circle.
What are they going to ask us like questions? Find the arc, tangent of.
Correct. More like what you saw, like these.
Is that graphing or anything?
You don't have to graph them, no. There'll be no graphing, I just showed you where they come into play for the domain and range restrictions. There is your assignment. The first 16 questions is just like most of the lesson today. Using that unit circle to evaluate the arc sine, arc cosine, arc tangent. Then the last set is to just use your calculator, make sure you're in degree measure, and evaluate the functions there. So those will go faster. So you want to have that unit circle out on your desk to quickly answer those questions. We do expect them to memorize them, but checking your answers would be great with the unit circles.